Welcome to the All About Pigeons podcast. I'm Phil,
And I'm Chris.
and we're glad you're here with us today. We're gonna kind of talk about a lot of different things today. First thing is Chris was gonna give me an update on how all of his pigeons and pigeon fancying's coming along with them. Breeding season's coming up to an end, and let's see what some numbers are looking like.
Oh, my numbers aren't very good, man. My lofts were not ready up until very recently, so I just have a handful, maybe a couple of handfuls. I only got 5 pigeons, so I got 5 racers of my own that I bred left, and I have roughly 5 or so babies out of the pets that I keep. That's about it.
Yeah,
Everybody's just kind of raring and ready to go. I got a nice pair of rollers in the box. They're getting started. I forgot about, there's a couple of squabs over there, or I guess they would be squeakers. They're ready to start going into a kit, so that's cool. They're rollers out of the Turner birds.
oh, buddy, name dropping.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. They just turn when I look at them. They turn around.
There you go. No, man, that's good. You got them at different stages and stuff. I mean, that's looking good. I mean, I was kind of picking.
I'm trying for rollers.
I knew you were just kind of getting some lofts and everything set up, so I was kind of jabbing at you. But no, I mean, it's my breeding season. I had that coccidiosis come through my stuff, so I finally got a pair of sitting eggs. But you guys end your breeding season, because of the heat, right? Because it's not really, it never really get too cold up there. I mean, I guess really you could probably breed all year if you could control the light, because your temperatures would probably be fine.
They stopped when it got over 110. They just stopped monkeying around. I had one pair on eggs, and they basically cooked, man. They turned gray right away. They were no good.
Yeah.
But I did get a very nice hen. Well, there was 2 of them. One of them got unfortunately stuck in the leg band in the expanded metal, and they pecked it. It was no good. I was kind of sad about that. But anyway, I got one really nice one here, a couple 2-3 months ago, and they pretty much stopped. It's too stinking hot, I think.
Yeah, we've been able to breed pretty late up until the year. I mean, I've even in my open breeding loft, a year or 2 ago, even when there was snow on the ground, I had birds sitting eggs and hatching babies in like January and stuff, and they were still doing it in that open loft. I mean, obviously a controlled situation, like being able to separate the cocks and the hens and stuff like that. It seems like you have a lot more control, especially over who you're pairing up with. But a lot of that goes back to what kind of lofts you're working with. My 8x8 is just, I don't have rooms in that thing. It's, you walk in and you're there.
Right. I don't really have rooms. I put that add-on on that thing just so I had more space, but there ain't nothing going on in there. That's where I keep my cleaning supplies. Nice. That's about it. Just more ventilation, just made it more open.
Yeah. The other thing I thought would be interesting. So I know that we've both seen the Pigeon People movie that just came out on Amazon Prime. And any what's your initial thoughts on that, man? What'd you think of that movie?
Well, I haven't gotten to finish the end of it yet. I started too late in the evening, I think.
Oh, okay.
But what I've seen so far is pretty cool. It's a good promotional video for our hobby, I think.
Yeah, it's most people don't even have a clue about pigeons and stuff in the first place, and I know that this is really, really geared and focused on the racing aspect of it, but it's great. They're really, when I think about, so there's $1 million pigeon. Is that the name of the other one?
Yeah, and that
$1 million
one
pitches.
was a tough one. It made it kind of ended up pretty badly, you know.
Yeah, definitely kind of put like a sour taste in the mouth after watching it. Like, oh, so pigeon racing is like this, you know, negative thing, causes problems with families and money and all this stuff. The one lobster scams. I mean, that one that had a weird ending on it, but
If you guys don't want any spoilers, you better stop now.
oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Or you better go back and stop 10 seconds ago and just disregard what you
Yeah,
heard.
just take it easy
You know.
for tonight.
The and then Pigeon Kings. I thought it was pretty cool right there. I mean, that was, you know, it wasn't a racing one, it was about the roller pigeons. You know, that was a good movie.
No, oh yeah, that was cool. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. It was shot well too. I like the way they did that. It was kind of weird. The way they did Pigeon People, where like they would show like, you know, bad audio and stuff like that. But I know that's like a new way of shooting documentaries or whatever. So
I feel
you
like
know,
that's like a Vice thing.
yeah,
You know, they got the bloopers in there and stuff.
yeah,
That's
kind of
cool.
makes it more authentic or whatever. I mean,
It's kind of like Trailer Park Boys, right?
oh boy, well, there's a show.
All right. Oh no, dude, I bet they would have pigeons for sure.
At least somebody in that trailer court would, right?
Well, if they got rid of the cats, they'd have a nice loft. Bubbles would be set.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Bubbles should be the pigeon fancier. That's like right up his alley, man. They're way better than
Dude.
kittens.
I saw him. I saw a little clip the other day. So I got this. I had to clean him up a bit, but look at this thing. It's a nice freaking cat.
Nice.
Nice pigeon. It had to molt out a bit, but yep, I could just see it.
Oh man, you know, another. I got this. It was a 3 DVD documentary. It's called "Share the Blue Sky." Have you heard of that one?
No, I heard of. That's my pigeon's name, Sonny and Cher.
Share, nice.
Oh
Or
yeah, that's the
Share a Me.
Warburgs.
Oh, okay, nice. That's a good name for a pair.
And we don't know whether it's a boy or a girl, the baby. So it's either Chaz or Chastity. So
You're gonna follow the lineage, huh?
yeah, we're gonna see what's good.
Nice.
It's 2023, man.
Yeah, no, I had a pair that was GI Joe and Share a Me, and then when they had a baby, I named that baby Maverick. You know, so I was trying to stay with like the military theme of the flying warbirds and stuff like that.
Wouldn't stay in. It wouldn't know good at kitten.
It was
everywhere.
It was a homer. Yeah, it was totally a Maverick. Man, did its own thing. I was a good bird. It's called Share the Blue Sky, and it was like I think it was like a Chinese produced movie or something, and that was kind of why it's kind of hard to get a hold of, but it really is a really cool documentary. It goes into so many, like, it does touch on like the racing, the rollers, the fancy, like a lot of the different aspects of it. They talk about how there's like multiple schools, but there's one in California where they actually built a pigeon loft on the campus, and they have all these kids do like serious record keeping for these birds and weighing them as they grow, and they even do releases with them. And then they joined up with a local race club, and turns out that group of kids was winning races and stuff with these birds. It was pretty cool. And you know, it goes to all the different things that, you know, birds can teach people and stuff like that. And, you know, it helped a lot of the youth and, you know, exposed them to these things. But yeah, it's really a really cool movie. Share the Blue Sky is what it's called, but I had a hard time finding it. I got it off of like eBay or something.
Did you get the bootleg one? Are you the reason the hobby is dying?
No, man, I supported the person selling it, but I'm sure it didn't go to, you know, this was probably owned 3 times, because this was made in like the early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
So, but still really good. But there's just not a lot of, there really isn't a lot of documentaries that I've been able to come across. So having that Pigeon People one come out was awesome. Plus, man, it's in our state. Like, that's really cool right there. I mean, that's local pigeon stuff right there. That's awesome. I mean, I think, you know, yeah, I was really excited about that when that came out. So definitely want to support stuff like that.
It makes me want to race.
No, man, I'll race for fun. Sorry, race guys, but it's just too expensive to get into that. Those clocks and everything are just crazy expensive, and club dues to pay for paying a guy to go drive your birds out and stuff. I'll release my birds and I'll see which one comes home first, and give him a high five because he's the
Let's
winner.
we're gonna we're gonna take all your white ones and paint them different colors, and like them chicken racing that I saw.
Oh, you told me about that. Yeah,
See which one gets to the trap first.
yeah, yeah. There you go. I mean, it's hard when they're all white, but I mean, some of the colored homers and stuff. And I got some young birds now, so I'm retraining my team and gonna have more numbers. I think it's like around 18 or 20 that'll be in the fly team now, but I'm training some young ones right now, so I'm not really doing any releases yet. They got another few days of trap training, and then I'll off fly them next week and just get them settled in here.
Are you
And
gonna tape their wings or anything?
not with these ones. They're pretty young and they're pretty small. If they were bigger birds and a little bit older and could actually fly a little bit more, I'd probably tape the flights or maybe soap them or something. But I think these guys will be all right. Plus, I got my other team that's already been flying around the loft for a while that they can kind of stick with them, and well, theoretically I hope they stick with them and work together.
I didn't tape my wings on these ones, and I don't know if it hurt me or not. I never lost them. They always came home. One of them came home like 3 days later.
Okay.
But they did come home eventually. They just were slow to come in.
They were
the trouble
squeakers?
was is some of them were squeakers. Some of them I think could have been fairly old.
Okay.
I don't know, but they were all good, nice young birds. Good looking stuff. Bunch of pretty ones. But I didn't tape them or soap them, and they all stuck around. I never really had a problem. I never lost any until I did the 1 mile toss.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I lost half my team.
Dang, half?
Well,
Wow.
not quite. I lost half of the young birds that I added to my team. I lost that red one.
Yeah.
That was prettiest squeaker that I had. I loved that bird, and it flew so good, fast, quick, fast bird. And it come in hot every single time. It was a trap and fool, and it just didn't come back.
That sucks, man. Yeah,
I think it's over across the street.
yeah. Well, didn't you say that there's someone nearby that feeds birds and probably just has food on the ground all the time?
It's become a pretty popular thing in this neighborhood. There's a bunch of wilds. I want to estimate probably 500.
Wow. Yeah. That's one thing I've noticed with because I live in the middle of nowhere. There's not even really trees out here, and I can go for miles in different directions. And my birds always would do, like, even during training, they headed home in the right direction pretty quick. And then once I started doing 3 and 5 miles, where I started to get down the road where there's houses, I'd see them, they'd get kind of distracted by the houses before they would start going back. So I imagine that flying birds where there's a lot more houses nearby, because we don't really know how they do that anyway. I mean, maybe it's a mix of things. Maybe, the visual side of it is a big player. And so that's why they got to kind of check everything out before they decide where to go. It's a different game flying in town.
These wild birds over here, they're every color. It looks like somebody just opened up a loft and turned them loose, but
yeah,
they're every color. There's one flock that's all blues with one white or 2 whites in it.
Huh. Interesting.
I know a guy that's short a couple of whites.
Maybe that's where they went, huh?
I wonder. But they're all over the place, and they're pretty birds. I don't blame the people for feeding them. It just makes it tough. I wish they wouldn't, but I can't blame them. It's nature to want to, at least somebody likes them. I mean, they're
well,
keeping them in one spot.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this earlier. It's dove season right now up there, or everywhere here, and so
Oh yeah.
that's the other side of it. I know a lot of guys that won't even mess around and be flying birds right now because these guys will go out there and anything that flies is a dove, shoot it. So
Oh
you'll
man.
lose birds from hunting, shooting your birds out of the sky.
Couple of it was about a month ago, I guess. The guy posted that his like three of his birds got shot up, and one of them with no legs got into the loft. That means he landed with no landing gear, dude.
Yeah.
That's a beast of a bird. I would get him some crutches.
That's like that Cherami stuff. That bird, that delivered the message and came back with like shrapnel in its chest, missing or the leg was like dangling by a ligament or something. Like, that's some of those stories about those birds that get shot up in the war and they still come back. Man, those are some trooper birds right there.
They're incredible, but I feel really bad about that. It's like that stinks. Somebody did that. But anyway, yeah, so it's dove season, and he posted and he said he was going to keep his birds locked up, which I thought was a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And I even posted about dove season, saying it was opening day.
Yeah.
So that following Sunday, I come home after a bit of insomnia, sitting at the gas station till like 5:30. I don't know. I got there like at 4. Had my coffee and stuff, and I came home and the birds were looking at me. I said, "Oh, hey, you guys want to fly?" And they hopped right in the fly cage. Bingo! I turned 10 loose, and they were hungry, so no problems there. Half of them wouldn't take off; just didn't want to go. And then finally they did, and they came right back and got right up on top of the loft and never budged again. That's very unlike them. I thought, wow, what's going on? And 5 of those birds, 5 of the 10, they didn't come back for a very long time, and it was all of my blue racers. So I'm here, I'm sitting outside in the quiet, listening to shotguns everywhere.
Oh no!
But it's like 4 and 5 miles away, but still I can hear them because it's quiet in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, oh man, you made a mistake. They're flying good, they're flying far, and they all came. Those blue birds, they fly in a team. They fly together.
Yeah.
And oh man, you just sacrificed. They came back around. All of them were back in around 2:00.
All healthy and everything good.
And no, they were good. I think what had happened was the hawk. The hawk scared the other ones down, and the other guys scattered. They came in from all different directions at different times.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense then.
But yeah, I have a visitor. He comes around and he makes noise and he scares the birds.
Yeah.
But he's not it's a red tail.
Okay.
And he doesn't bother him too bad, but he's awful big. And he comes fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we've been pretty lucky as far as birds of prey go. The only time that we really noticed it was when my son was flying his birds like on the same time every day. When he'd get home from school, 4:30, turn him loose, 4:30, turn him loose. And then I felt like the bird knew that we were going to be turning him loose at 4:30 because we'd look and there'd be nothing. He'd turn him loose and like within 5 minutes, a BOP come flying through.
Yeah.
And once we stopped doing that, flying them in the morning sometimes or middle afternoon or whatever, because it's not been, hot or nothing, like 80 degrees, so we can fly whenever. But, it's, and plus we got these really big ravens out here. And those things they don't tolerate too many birds of prey. They really pick on them and drive them out. And they never really mess with the pigeons. They'll kind of fly near, they'll go out of their way. You'll see them flying and they go out of their way to fly towards the flock of pigeons and just kind of make them scatter. They don't even go after them. They just kind of fly to make the birds scatter and fly away. They're kind of like a big brother, just kind of asserting their authority.
I
I,
like the ravens. I would have
yeah.
a whole flock of ravens if it was possible,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's not possible for me, so I don't have them. The the buzzards are a big deal out here right now, and they seem to keep the hawks away. That when that red tail come through, um, the buzzards flew, and there was two of them, and they kind of they were in the same thermal, and they just pushed that dude away,
Okay.
and that was really cool. That was really cool. They're a lot bigger and they fly a lot higher than the bird of prey does.
Yeah.
So
Huh, I've never thought about that. I mean, yeah, we'll get buzzards on the road, I guess you'll see sometimes, but even roadkill and stuff gets picked up by those ravens out here. So I mean, we don't see too many buzzards really even.
well, we got a
But
lot of traffic, so there's a lot of fresh stuff, and then
yeah.
the heat takes care of anything that's not feeling good.
Hmm.
So they got a lot of cleanup to do.
Yeah. And I'm gonna shift gears a little bit here, but so you're talking about maybe making a trip out to California for the Pageant and Pigeon show this year?
Maybe I'm thinking about it. That's what the idea was, but it's going to require, if anybody's listening and wants to get involved in this, one thing that I found difficult about the Pageant of Pigeons, it was hard to find on the internet. Just saying, when you Google it, it doesn't show up. But if I can get a few guys that want to go all together, guys, gals, whatever, and I could rent something, we could all pitch in and rent something like a minivan or something and cruise over there. That'd be super cool.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. I mean, I've even been looking at the NPA show up in Kentucky. I think that would be another one. But California, that's at least drivable from here. From Arizona, whereas man, you'd about have to fly to make Kentucky worth it. That's the other side of the country almost.
I'd almost prefer to fly anymore.
Yeah.
Honest, yeah. You sit down less.
Yeah.
You're if it's a road trip and you got it all planned out, but boy, it can get to be a lot. From here to California, ain't no big deal.
Yeah. No, yeah. If it's driving to Kentucky, I mean, it probably would just be cheaper to fly just because of gas right now anyway, just to make it. But I'd like to go to a show like that sometime, man. A really nice big show like that would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
See some really good quality birds and a lot of different breeds. And
it's supposed to be a really good show, that Pageant of Pigeons, and that's why I want to go.
Yeah.
The weather should be nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to have some very nice pigeons there. So I'm interested. I don't know exactly what that would cost. I guess it just would depend on the interest.
Yeah. And the shows we talked before about the shows up in Utah too, like that Summit show, that was really big last year. That looked like that would have been a really good show to go. I know a couple guys from our state club went to that show, and they said it was awesome. But right now there's we have our state club shows, and there's the roller club show, but we don't really get a chance to see some big shows like the fair. We have the fair coming up in a week or two, and I'm going to put a few pigeons in. My son's going to put a pigeon in. But even that, it's there's not a lot of people putting too many pigeons into that fair show. I know the Tucson one gets pretty big, and Chris loves all pigeons from Tucson, so he probably goes to that thing like all the time. He probably camps out down there.
I buy all my fly fishing accessories.
Is that what it is?
In Tucson. Fly tying is another hobby of mine. That's why I keep several different types of game birds, all the pretty feathers.
All the exotic stuff only.
It's the best.
Did you ever make it to the Arizona State Fair to see if they ever do pigeons at theirs?
The Arizona State Fair has, well, I haven't been there recently, but in the past, it was a good bird show.
Really?
There was, but there was lots of everything. was turkeys, there was geese, there was all of it. That's the first place I ever saw fantail pigeons and pouters in person. That's a lot. That was a load to say. Fantail pigeons and pouters.
I love it when you can come up on a bird that you've only ever read about, seeing a new breed. That's always cool to see at a show.
Oh yeah. And
Seeing
that's,
one in person.
to me, that's what it's all about. I get to go see all these cool things that I never knew I needed to have. I don't I'm not gonna be impulse buying anymore. I'm done. I got what I want, but I want to go look. I want to see what's good. If somebody wants to go, they need to hit me up.
Yeah, or if anybody can even find out information on the pageant of pigeons. I mean, we know what's going on, we know when and where, but it's hard to find the details.
Well, fortunately, we did. We do have a contact now.
The LAPC,
Mm-hmm.
the Los Angeles Pigeon Club, which is very big and well organized, and they put on good shows and stuff too. That's I know even they got a show coming up in September. I mean, I don't even know if it's even worth making the drive, but that'd be cool to check out some of those too.
For sure. And you guys are joining me on my quest for knowledge. The noob that I am.
Yeah, no, we'll make it clear. Yeah, we both just really love pigeons, enjoy pigeons. I'll never make a claim to be any kind of an expert on any of this stuff. It's just an enjoyable thing, and I like talking about it.
I got a buddy over there in Young that he's turning into a master breeder. I think he's playing some slow jazz up in his loft or something.
Oh man, something. He starts off with nothing and has an army in like a couple of weeks. It's something to hear about the numbers that he's turning, man. He definitely knows what he's doing with that. I
sold him a pair of pigeons, and I swear in about a week and a half he had babies.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Matter of fact, I told you I got a pair on eggs right now. I got a pair from him, a breeding pair. And I put him in a breeder cage, and I figured, give him a month to kind of settle and get good. Within 2 weeks, man, they're like sitting on eggs. So yeah, he's definitely got them on some Barry White over there because they are in love and they're doing their thing right away.
Mine are just abstinent.
Man, yeah, you got some very holy birds over there, man. They've all taken vows.
I need to put my Bluetooth speaker out there. Joe said he plays classical music for his birds.
Maybe that's what it is. I leave talk radio on all day with mine, so they listen to like the the financial shows and stuff like that. So they're really up on all that stuff. But yeah, maybe I should change it over to find an R&B station or something.
Where did you get these pigeons? Central Park.
So, I mean, I read before where it said that like you want to have talk radio for training them for show, so when they're in like a noisy place and people are talking and stuff. But yeah, it's funny because I'm like, yeah, they listen to like the only talk radio is typically like political and financial advice, so that's what they get to listen to all day.
Political Pigeon, that's his new podcast.
Yeah. No, but it's good, man. They and they're definitely like used because I'm in my shop a lot too, so and I know in my breeder loft and stuff I spend time out there, so they're used to people and talking and stuff anyway. But
you can tell the difference. You can definitely tell the difference when the pigeon's used to you, man. I go out in the loft and there's a few of them that look at me like, "Hey, what's up, dude? You're the dude that feeds me."
Right.
Just,
Yeah, no, when in the past when I've gotten older birds, I never really liked it. I like if I'm coming up on birds, I like to get something young so it can get used to me. And because I've had older birds before and they're flighty, and you walk into the loft and they don't know you and stuff, and that's not cool. It's cool when you can get them young and get them used to you, especially on a feeding regimen and stuff like that. they're easier to handle and grab. They're not just crazy in your hand and all flighty and stuff. So it definitely makes it more of an enjoyable experience. But
I agree. I 100% agree. I handle my birds. It's one of my favorite things to do. Gotta pick them up, stretch their wings out, look at all the pretty feathers.
always, man, yeah, feel their keel. And I've been trying to do I learned about the way you can sex the birds by feeling where their pelvis is. You can feel those 2 points. And if they're close together, then that's a cockbird. And if they're far apart, then that's where, the egg comes out. So, it's a hen. And I really want to get better at that because really, I've just put them in show cages in the past just to know, which one's a boy and which one's a girl. So if I can get that technique down, man, that would be really handy because being able to sex birds by feeling them, that'd be useful.
So were you there at the club maybe when they were sexing the birds?
Yeah.
The roller?
Yeah.
You think they were trolling us for 20 minutes?
You think so?
I think so, man. Didn't they grab a needle and a string and a stick and some...
That's a legit way too. I've heard where you swing you put a magnet over their head, and if it rotates one way, that's
they got a BB in their butthole? How's that work?
I don't know. It's a magnetic. They got a magnet in their head or something. I don't know.
I think them fellas are trolling me, and if they're listening, if they were trolling me, they got me.
Yeah,
they got me.
Yeah, it was like you said, it was about 20 minutes. So yeah, they got everybody.
I think, man, they're out there searching for. They're out there sexing these birds with a stick. I can't explain to you how they did it because I was so blown away. Yeah.
I remember that, man. Well, we're coming up against the clock here, so we're gonna have to wrap this episode up. Which, it was fun, man. It was just kind of a rabbit hole episode here. We're just kind of letting ADD do its thing, and
hey, I'm gonna find somebody to interview for the next one.
Yes,
it's gonna be like a potentially semi-famous quarter step. But I don't know. But we're gonna find somebody to interview for this next time, so you don't have to listen to me and Phil geek out about pigeons all the time. We can find some other qualified pigeon geek and maybe learn something from it.
Oh man, that's a tease right there. No, we have been talking about picking up and I've been talking with a master breeder, and he said that he'd be willing to come on too. And definitely some of these guys with a lot of experience would be really great to pick their brain on here. That'd be really awesome. A lot of fun. So that's a good teaser right there, man. We'll definitely be bringing some really fun people on.
There you go. We might have to pay him, so then we'll have to have a fundraiser.
I don't even want to go there.
I'm gonna have to sell.
Just
give pictures of my feet.
There you go. Just give him a pigeon, man. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Later, bye.